Happy New Year, and thank you to all of you who have followed me on this journey. It has been incredible, and 2023 has seen us pass 2 subscriber milestones, 30 and 40,000 subscribers. We're working our way to 50,000 subscribers now, and hopefully by year end we'll reach 60, if not 70,000 subscribers or even more. And one of the best ways you can definitely help to support this channel is to tap on that subscribe button. This way we get more subscribers and we can also get more products and to do review on this channel too. But regardless, I thank you, all of you, for following me on this journey. It has been fun and we're going to continue to do this. So the format I'm going to take is I'm going to share with you some of the new things in 2023 that we have got from various aspects of technology, and also where I think things are going to go in 2024. So let's start out with displays. From BenQ, after a long pause, we got 2 new SW hardware calibrated display. That will be the SW272U and SW272Q. Now, I know I don't have the Q review just yet, but that's coming soon, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel for that. The difference between a U and Q is a 4K versus a 2K panel. BenQ have updated so many things. New chipset on the inside, wireless hotkey puck, a new industrial design, and the panel, which is one of the most striking features, a fine coated panel that looks like a matted paper. This is really taking a cue from the SW321C in a really amazing way. And it's really further differentiating the SW display line from other display manufacturers too. Now, along with this new display lineup, BenQ have also introduced a brand new in-house developed and a built from the ground up new algorithm to calibrate or run a hardware calibration on their SW display, and the software is called Palette Master Ultimate. This is pretty much the ultimate hardware calibration software for BenQ display, and if you haven't tried it out yet, I highly recommend that you do, because it has improved from the previous calibration software in so many different regards. The person who is behind all of this, who's leading all this team, is Dr. Chris Bai. I have interviewed him on this channel so many times already. We have conversations and we talk about a lot of things. We're going to be continuing on this conversation with Chris as well, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel for that. It's going to definitely be fun. All right, as far as PD displays, this is a Pro Designer lineup. We got some minor refresh. The most notable one is PD2706UA, and this is the one that they introduced the ergo arm, and the ergo arm functions really well. The way how to mount to the table is pretty much one posture. It may be somewhat limiting, but I mean overall it is a really good design, and hopefully we may see the ergo arm in an SW display as well. So fingers crossed if that may or may not be coming this year, but we shall see. So as usual, if there's anything new from BenQ or any updates, I'll be sharing them on this channel as a dedicated video, and you'll be the first to find out about them as well. So what I'm hoping to see in 2024, let's start out with a New Year resolution. And that's a pun, because what I really want to see this year is more 27-inch 5K display. Now, so far we have displays that are in this particular resolution from LG, from Apple, which, you know, LG is manufacturing the panel for Apple, and also we're now getting them from Samsung. But I'm hoping to see more manufacturers take up on this panel so we can have the option of having 27-inch 5K and be able to run our software in HD DPI or Retina display properly. So that would be something that I'm definitely hoping to see. And if we can get a 27-inch 5K that is also 99% Adobe RGB coverage for any photographer like myself who also prints, that will be even better. So fingers crossed. Now, as far as 32-inch goes, so far what we have seen in HD DPI is the 32-inch 6K. That is the Pro Display XDR from Apple. I don't know if we're going to see another 32-inch 6K from other manufacturers or not. Chances are, my guess would be that other manufacturers other than Apple will probably opt to go for an 8K display. And now that Mac, especially the M3 generation, can support 8K displays, it's not so much of a stretch right now to really think that they might actually go for the higher resolution overall and even get, you know, sharper, crisper text or whatever that may be on the display. So that's something that we're going to have to see going into 2024 and how that's really going to pay out, but I'm going to be keeping track on that trend. Now, the other thing that we're going to see some changes is the backlight technology. I think we're still going to have IPS LED backlight displays for Creative Pros. However, when it comes to other type of specific displays for Creative Pro, I think we're going to see more mini LED being introduced because of the need to satisfy the high nit display, the high brightness, or also OLED being introduced and used a lot more broadly in display as well. Now we can get an OLED or mini LED that's 27-inch 5K and something that is in 32-inch, for example 8K. That would be really awesome with 99% Adobe RGB coverage. I mean, let me simply put it this way. A man can dream, right? I can dream about all these specs and hopefully that will come. We'll see. And especially if we can do hardware calibration on that too, I mean, like, wow, that would be really fantastic. And part of the reason why I brought this up is because Adobe Camera Raw has been able to do HDR preview for a little bit over a year now. And Adobe have just ported that feature over to the latest version of Lightroom Classic, which they announced at Max in 2023, and can do HDR preview. And we're finding out that many of the pro photography displays, or just pro displays in general, did not reach that high nit brightness threshold, and I'm hoping to see more of that coming this year to the market. At least with like an HDR 600 or something like that. I think that would be really awesome. All right, moving on to Calibrite. So Calibrite have launched a new Calibrite Profiler software, which is pretty much a redesigned software, unified graphical user interface. What they have really done is combine Color Checker Profiler and Color Checker Studio together, so it's one unified software that will work with both more consumer-oriented devices and more pro devices from Calibrite lineup as well. With this, we also got a few new calibration devices, but the most notable one would be the Display Pro HL and Display Plus HL. HL stands for high luminance, and this is really designed to calibrate, well, pretty much these mini LED displays, these XDR display from Apple. And now we have a device that can really go in and properly calibrate these displays and really get the full color gamut that we want to use. And it took us some time, but we finally arrived there in 2023. Now, my hope for 2024, and this is something that Calibrite have alluded to for Display Plus HL, is HDR calibration when it is available. So I'm hoping that when is 2024, we shall see where that is going to go. All right, when it comes to Mac and photography review, I'll continue to do that, and I'll be changing some of the method in testing. For example, when it comes to AI, we'll probably introduce a few things. We'll probably do more batch AI rather than just one image to, make the result a little bit more, I would say, comprehensive in a way. That's going to be something that we're going to look at. But in 2023, it was very interesting because earlier in the year, we got the M2 generation laptop. That would be the Pro to Max inside the laptop. And then at the end of the year, in 2023, we also got the M3 family inside laptops, again, the Pro and the Max. And I've done testing on all of this, but personally for me, I think the cadence was way too short. And I'm hoping that this will be a one-time thing, that Apple is really adjusting their product release cycle, that the M4 generation family in the laptop hopefully will not come for about another 11 or 12 months, meaning that October or in, Q4 of 2023, hopefully that will be the case. Because in general, I will say this, that I think it creates a lot of dilemma when they release multiple different families line up in the same year, especially for someone like me. Coming from the perspective of testing and reviewing these machines, it is quite a huge financial burden to really go out and do that. And then when they release two different family generations in 1 year that are very similar machines, it also adds on to that. So that's just personally for me, thinking a little bit more selfishly in a way, but I just want to share that with you as well, because, it's all about, sharing the information here. So yeah, so I hope that things change a little bit and the cadence become more of like a 12-month cycle. I'm fairly sure that in, the early part of this year, we're going to get the desktop M3 generation and the Mac Mini. I don't know if we're going to get the Mac Studio right away, or would that be a WWDC? So we shall see where that's going to go. That would be like the Max and the Ultra in the Mac Studio. But that would be definitely something interesting to note as well. Now, one thing that really caught my attention this year, though, was Qualcomm Snapdragon X Elite. Their Oron CPU, which is supposed to be something that's really awesome and is giving Apple Silicon a run for the money. I like to see that included in many PC laptops, and PC really embracing that, because if that is the case, then I think we would have a more interesting and a more even comparison ground to really compare. For example, even though the OS might be different, we can run Lightroom Classic and do an export and see which one can do it faster, which one can do AI tasks faster. I think that would be very interesting to see. And I'm also hoping to see that this is going to break the x86 cycle or the dominance on the market from the Intel and AMD as well. So far, on the PC side of things, RISC processor has not been doing that well. There has been some introduction, but it hasn't really picked up steam. And let's see if this is going to be the one to change it. I have some thoughts about that. And I'd like to get in a few more PCs to do review on this channel as well. So that for creative pros like myself who are photographers, if you want to choose a PC, this way you have some options for like laptop machine and so forth. I'm going to be working with some manufacturers, so hopefully we can get some of those things in. All right. One thing that we have to talk about is Apple Vision Pro. I think what Apple is doing with their VR headset is really interesting. I haven't tried it on myself. I'm a fairly small YouTuber, so we're not going to get that opportunity. But I'm hoping that when they release a product that I'll at least get a chance to try it on. Now, as far as me going out to buy one, I have been giving that a lot of thoughts, and I'm not sure if it's something that I definitely want to jump into it or not. I might end up getting one eventually, but hearing something about the weight and everything, I'm going to wait to have the opportunity to try it out in store first and see if that's something that I want to really pick up on or not. But I think it'll be interesting how we can envision how that may or may not change how we do photography as Creative Pro. And that would be definitely something to really think about. All right. In the other side of things, we have seen in 2023, Adobe released Adobe Firefly in beta, and now it was in the full version. And this year, we're going to see even more generative and creative AI that is really democratizing creation in a way that we haven't seen before. It's really awesome, and it goes beyond Adobe as well. I mean, there's Midjourney, there's many other ones. You can even use Bing browser now to generate these AIs, and I think we're going to see even more of these type of work that are AI generated. But also there are many out there as well who are not just relying on AI alone. What they're really doing is they're taking the creation base from AI and they're enhancing it in Photoshop using different programs, and they're combining things together. And I think this is really changing the way how we are creating art and how we are communicating with AI in general with regards to generative AI. And it will be really interesting to see what's going to happen in 2024 and how these technologies are going to improve. All right, a couple of things to pretty much wrap up this New Year update video is I have made a camera brand change towards the end of 2023. I will share with you news as we go about this year. I might end up doing a video talking about that in general, so we shall see. But yes, I have made the move and I have made the change. And it's really quite refreshing to really unify everything together for both photos and also videos for me. And I'll just leave it at that for now. So starting out this year in 2024, in about a week's time or so, I will be at CES. So if you see me walking around CES, definitely stop me, definitely say hello. And I'll also be in later January, I'll also be at Imaging USA as well. So if you see me there, definitely do say hello and let's hang out, let's catch up. You'll probably find me at BenQ booth at Imaging USA, but that is about it for 2023 wrap up. And also what I'm expecting to see in 2024. Like I said, there's probably some things I missed, but I think that's a good list for now. So anyway, thank you to all of you again who have followed me in this journey, especially if you watch it at the end of the video. I greatly appreciate you guys. So as usual, if you have any questions or comment, leave them below. Give this a like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you're new. And in art we trust.